be on their LST shenanigans? Let's find out.
Let's find out. I would say we start off with a 6-3 here. I think, never mind. I'm just so wrong. I'm so wrong.
To be fair, that was not a good bag for 6-3. That is OSZ start. A sprinter's worst nightmare.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I mean, yeah, Diao just proving both of us wrong there, doing what neither of us expected. But, you know, what else? What else could we ask for here? And some pretty messy garbage, honestly, on both boards.
Yeah, I don't know what phase this is.
Yeah, for sure. Both players with the zone here. Emiri does have the cleaner board to start the zone, but Diao has the count to 4 kind of stack to work through here that is going to benefit them.
All that efficiency is insane.
I love the perfection.
71 ulti from Diao.
71 ulti?
71.
See, this is what I mean by Diao is the wild card in this matchup.
Like, literally, like, who is predicting these?
Who's pulling a 71 ulti? Like, no one.
But Emiri is just kind of shrugging it off.
I mean, shrugging it off, you say, but this is not where you want to be. This is forced to take a half zone at the top, but this is going to transition into, yeah, maybe almost transition into phase 3. Diao is actually the one who transitions this into phase 3.
Yeah, that initial zone just put them so far ahead pacing wise. Like,
wow.
On this second, like, didn't even have the full yet.
Yeah, amazing pressure from Diao here, and that's a PC. Okay, yeah, what are you doing, friend? What are you doing, friend? Like, what? Excuse me, what, Diao? What?
It is loot gaming.
Oh my god.
I would not be surprised if they find another one right at the bottom of their board. And Emiri trying to find that down stack. They do see the light of day at the end of their garbage.
Yeah, they have a little bit of time here, but Diao is at the bottom of the board. Not a ton of material to work through, but they were able to put some pressure on Emiri's board. And okay, Emiri finds the down stack here and is able to recover. Nice donation. Diao with the 3-6 stack here, the fractal on top of the Tetris, definitely trying to spike Emiri right now.
That is a Tetris spike if I've ever seen one, and it works out.
Diao knows he's Diao. That is actually the correct assessment.
Alright, we're gonna see the LST. Oh, just TKI start from Diao.
And it appears
TKI and switches into 6-3. No, never mind.
It appears to be a visual bug on Tizago's stream with Diao's avatar. Ooh, it was just looking like a disco ball for a second. It's back to normal, but I don't know. I feel like that was very indicative of what was going on.
Yeah, there's some interesting avatar bugs.
It's wild that, like, I've never seen that bug before until I just looked over at the stream. Anyways, so we are into this phase 1 zone here. Let's see if Diao is able to get a lead here like they did last round.
We're gonna have their efficiency on full display here. They're gonna lose in the pacing war, but they could send a lot here.
They could, but there's also back-to-back being broken here and a little bit of awkward stacking towards the top that's going to lead to just a 56 Perfectress here. So not the dominant zone that Diao had in the beginning of last round, and they don't have anything. Nothing at the top of the board. Okay, just a 56-18. I'm sorry, but we had a 72 ulti. I'm thinking, like, every single time they face one zone, I'm like, are we getting a curb? Are we getting a 70+ ulti? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but like
opponents, like when we're seeing players of this caliber, you just kind of just get desensitized to these things. You always expect more.
Like if I'm hitting a 56-18, I'm like, oh my god, this is one of the greatest things I've ever done. But it's the issue that I just watched. How many of these matchups? I'm like, all right, it's only 18. Like, I'm sorry, but like we were watching WTK, Jaden, Emiri, Diao, back to back. Like, you showed it. Like, come on, these are some of the best players in the world. And so it's kind of like, I feel like I'm Simon Cowell over here just being like, oh, not good enough. But like, that's kind of what happens when you watch all these top players.
And to be fair, that is kind of like just the expectation of these players when you get to these points. Because like, you're fighting an opponent of equal caliber. You have to show up with that much more if you want to try and edge out your victory.
Exactly, it's about the pizzazz here, and both players are bringing it so far.
Wait.
No,
it's impossible HS!
That was sad.
Oh my
that was
God.
sad. No, I saw that.
I don't think we've seen one of those on stream yet. I'm really hoping that we see at least one.
Yeah, no, me too. Love to see it. And I mean, I don't think I've ever commentated with you when there's a curb, and I've just seen the clips of what happens when you see a curb, and I really just can't wait for you to scream in my ear if that does happen. If you don't do that, I'm gonna be upset. Just so you know.
I mean, if that 71 ulti wasn't like an indicator of what would happen if I saw a curve, then I don't know what is. But that is gonna be the phase 3 transition. Diao's gonna start their zone and try and keep as much efficiency as possible. Gonna be forced to go for lines out. Gonna find that final T-spin. Tries to do the count to 4, but incorrect IRS direction it looks like.
Jade hit the curve. I'm guessing that was earlier. I'm not gonna lie, I was asleep during the earlier matches. I had a migraine and I needed to recover, and so I napped. And we're here and we're good, and we don't have a migraine. And Emiri's at the top of the board here with this zone, and they're able to get out of it for now.
But they're gonna be forced on counting duty. It's gonna be pretty hard to find T-spins in this board state against that pressure.
Yeah, and
Diao's going to secure that victory.
Able to push them up to the top, and despite having the speed disadvantage, the efficiency from Diao there in a 2-minute round is insane.
All right, we are gonna finally see that. Never mind, that's PC. There is no 6-3. I don't know what I think this is. It's not real.
Okay, that STSD, was that like an STSD forecast? Because that was neat. I was like, did you just misdrop? And then they start an STSD, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, we're just gonna be kept guessing. Who really knows? That's a DT cannon.
That is a DTC spin. DTC spin. We love to see it. Not taking
everything that they need, but they're gonna need to do some all spin setups in order to resolve. So their zone's gonna get cut short. Gonna allow them to tank, but it's not too favorable. It's not as clean as you would want it to be if you're Diao.
Yeah, but I think Diao is going to be able to work through this, especially considering it's phase 2, and Emiri's going to try to pressure here, but I don't think they're going to find what they need to. Both players are just going to keep stacking towards that next zone.
Makes sense. The way that Diao ends up maintaining the height difference at all times is always something nice to watch.
Oh like, yeah, that's something that, like, the more I learn about stacking, the more the stacking of these types of players gets impressive to me.
Very well said.
Ooh, the misdrop from Diao!
I think they did that on purpose. I think they wanted to end early to tank, but at a bit more than expecting.
Maybe they're playing a chess match and I'm just like 800 elo, because I do, like, I can kind of understand in theory where that would be intentional, but that just did not look intentional to me.
That's fair.
No, that's entirely fair. I mean, I just said I don't understand what Diao is doing, so I could just look completely cooked here, and they do die with max zone.
Yeah, too high, not much you can do there, and Emiri staying clean in the phase 3 transition is going to take it to a tie.
And some great efficiency from Emiri there. They were able to find a bit more than in that previous round. Diao, what are you doing?
They tried to LST, but they misdropped, so they're going to have to use 2 Ts in order to fix the dependency. And find a fractal afterwards. Surprising about that.
Emiri does have a misdrop on their board right now that they're going to try to figure out. That's a little bit awkward, and that hesitation is going to force them to zone.
Not too much they can do in that situation, but with that early zone end, they're going to be able to do some phase 1 abuse to get some more back.
Yeah, phase 1 abuse is a really great way to put it. Just, it's insane how much you can get away with when you know that your garbage is going to be clean.
For sure, not even just that, but like being at this speed and how few lines you need to charge a quarter in phase 1 is insane.
Yeah, and Emiri has a lot of garbage impending here. They do see the end of the queue though, and they do have enough zone to definitely counteract all of it. That is a nice Perfectors there. Diao only with the quarter zone here at 54,000 points, looking towards that phase 3, potentially zoneless, setting up the side ties here. A very small side full ride from Diao.
Like the efficiency we're seeing from Diao's side, I don't even think like the zoneless is by choice. It's just kind of like you just don't have zone yet because you're just playing that well. Like truly suffering from success kind of moment. But there is the transition, and those misdrops aren't looking great.
Yeah, those misdrops for Diao are not what they are looking for, and that is going to leave them with a bit of garbage on their board. They do have the pieces to get out of it, and they do, of course, if anybody finds that down stack there, it's Diao. And they keep this going, and that misdrop. The misdrops are what's killing them so far.
Emiri's gonna try and exercise their full zone while they can. Gonna try and combo out, but they just don't have the pieces to extend as much as they want.
Yeah, Diao has a lot of garbage incoming on their board, but they do have the zone here to work through it. Some nice efficiencies so far. Still garbage impending on Diao's board. Emiri here has the lead, and they are going to be trying to close it here with some efficiency, some T-spin spam, and whatever they can do.
They're trying to close it right now, but that's a little more pressure than they were expecting coming from Diao.
Yeah. Insane to say that sentence out loud. More pressure than they were expecting coming from Diao.
It is, but...
like, in what situation can you say those words? This one right here, apparently, but Emiri finds the closeout on that very tight round. Right, we are going into this. Diao is...
Oh, they went for the Tetris PC and it just wasn't fast enough. Other solves would have allowed it to happen, but just not worth it. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I love the times that we just like both just know we're looking at the same thing. Just like, what am I looking at? Absolute cinema. And these donation fixes from Emiri and the speed of which they found that down stack is also something that's cool to look at.
That was a great find with the rest of that zone being in a not ideal situation from Emiri. There are definitely some super clean play, especially into this floating too, just absolutely clinical.
Oh, and they get the well RNG to maintain their clean stack.
Gorgeous. Forced a quarter zone there. That one downside of 6-3 as opposed to 5-4, no IRS for the survival.
Yo.
There's probably more than one downside. I'm just saying that ever so simply, but we are both players neck and neck in terms of score, getting close to that 60,000 mark.
Wait, Diao does have the choice to zone this time? Never mind, Emiri said no.
Diao with the zone anyways. I mean, honestly, the only difference there is the zone timer. When players are fast enough, it does not matter.
It does not matter. Just a non-factor at this point.
Diao with a miss drop at the top of zone here. Let's see if Emiri here with the full zone is able to counter this. They do see the end of Q, and with a very strong zone here, they could be able to end this round, bring it to match point against Diao, which would be absolutely insane for Emiri.
I mean, Emiri's been known to bring these upsets as well. It's very interesting to see, like, both players who are known for upsets have to fight each other. Who's gonna come
absolutely.
out on top?
And I mean, so far, what we've been seeing is that Emiri just has more of the time in TEC. They're more used to the game itself. They're setting up the TST tower. They know what to do in these situations, how to close out these rounds, and that is going to probably be the end of the round unless Diao is able to
Diao's about to down stack. Look at this. Look at you. Finds a count to 4, but there's no overcharge. Wait, no, they're gone.
Yeah,
that's match point.
Yeah, that's match point for Emiri, and like I said, I think it just comes down to game knowledge. Amazing efficiency. Like Diao's efficiency has been great through this, but it's wild to see Emiri matching it. UKI, my beloved.
So true. Emiri doing some counting to make it to their 9-0. That is side 4 wide. They're doing it in phase 1.
Side 4 on phase 1 is absolutely insane. Controversial thing? No, I agree, and they're just going for it. There's that no line.
That combo's not dropping. Yeah, this is looking like.
Yeah, that's not normal. That's not normal at all. I don't want to say that. 57 ulti, insane efficiency.
Oh no!
Yeah, misdrop's not great, and unless... Oh, wait, they're finding it out. Diao's finding it out, as Diao does, but this is a dire situation for them. There's the quarter zone. They do have an out here. They are going to survive this interaction. They do still have the score lead going into this phase 3 potential here, and yeah, Diao keeping themselves in the driver's seat for now, but we'll see how the rest of this works out.
Emiri just gonna try and assassinate Diao. That's what that looks like, but
yeah,
they had too much pre-pressure to allow that to happen.
No, exactly. And that was a little bit of a risk that they took there to try to close it out against Diao, but they do have the room to take those risks as there is that 4-2 lead. Ooh, Diao going for the ulti, not rotating those SPs.
No, they just wanted the T-spin.
They wanted the T-spin, which is not worth as much as the ulti, but whatever. The cut
Definitely
copy is
a
great
$8
there.
gap kind of deal, but
Yeah.
for somebody who's in advantage, we can't really say too much about it.
Yeah. For sure.
Cut copy from Emiri. I'm gonna be setting up that counter 4 as well, looks like.
Oh yeah, great garbage setups from both players so far. Diao kind of, working through their own stack right there.
The fractal?
The fractal's
He did not read for the TSS into TSD there. Definitely a play that you see them make a lot, but that is not a scenario for it, and they did recognize it. They are gonna zone right now when they have a pretty nice board state, but then that misdrop's gonna throw a wrench.
Instead of taking the second TSD on that fractal, they turn that into a TST over here on Emiri's side, and that is definitely them trying to go for the killing blow against Diao right here, and let's see if it's enough. That is a lot of pressure, but Diao's down low enough that they are able to handle it, get through these T-spins, and continue on with their game.
Very true, and Emiri's trying to stay low on the board. And while Diao is
spins
on
wild.
He does have a chance to edge out some damage, but that zone wasn't as good of a start as they hoped.
They're able to find survival after that misstop. Some great all spins continuations going on here. Wild spins from Emiri's side. And Diao has the bottom of the board 3/4 up.
Target mode-esque skims on Emiri's side to get their setups finished. And Diao is now completely clean, so very scary situation if you're Emiri right now, but they are no stranger to finding efficiency in unclean situations.
Wild float from Diao that puts them 2 eyepiece dependent. Don't know about that one, homie. That might be it. Finds the quarter zone, finds the down stack. Gorgeous combo down stack, does not even need to use the quarter zone yet.
It's still looking pretty scary, at the mercy of their Q right now. Gonna upgrade it to TSD.
Yeah, that's a nice forecast there. Diao is just forecast on forecast right here. Emiri's trying to put in the pressure and close out this round, not finding it so far. Emiri has full zone, uses it right now to try to close this out, and let's see if they're successful here.
That was definitely a good opportunity as they're gonna get, but that T-piece is looking a little late. Gonna set up the incomplete TST, gonna upgrade it to a complete TST. And Diao is gonna get through all their damage, so they're completely clean once again. The fact that Diao is making it completely clean and Emiri is just saying no every single time is truly something.
No, this is wild, and I'm honestly so excited that we got to see this matchup, because this is such a unique matchup and, like, deserves to be watched at this point.
For sure, and that's gonna be a cut copy from Diao. Emiri's gonna send their zone at 3/4. And they're gonna get through a majority of their material here.
Emiri with a little bit of a misdrop, causes a hole in the board, but they're working through it really well and just turning that into a forecast TSD, and that is just some clinical gameplay from Emiri right now.
Interesting TST from Emiri, and gonna see Diao look for more subs as well, trying to forecast that TSD, and those misdrops, the amount of holes in Emiri's stack right now is very scary, but I would not be surprised to see them get out of here.
Yeah, this is not where you want to be, but again, a very strong, a very fast player getting through this and finding a combo down stack in it as well is insane, but another misdrop here is going to slow them down. A little bit of hesitation as they find the eye spin. Gorgeous eye spin, but, you know, those slight hesitations in those piece placements can mean a lot here in this phase 3.
Yeah, those eye spins can really slow anybody down. And that's a perfect cancel from the zones.
Both players with not ideal boards. I would say Emiri is slightly better right now, but yeah, definitely after that misdrop. Wait, that might be it. Yeah, that's game.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a game.
Wow, what a game is correct. We do see Diao with a slightly better efficiency, but Emiri closing it out with the speed there. I'm not surprised.